It finally happened. Trey Hendrickson has agreed to terms on a new one-year deal. The news broke from Ian Rapoport on the details of what the Bengals and Trey Hendrickson have agreed on. We're going to discuss it and why, as Bengals fans, this is a huge, refreshing breath of fresh air that we can all sigh and let out. A deal is done. Welcome to the jungle. This is Isaac Coffman with Bengals Digest. Happy to see all you Bengals fans to this great breaking news. And if you want to be up to date when the news breaks, make sure you are subscribed by smashing that subscribe button so you'll be all up to date as the news breaks. We want to also hear from you guys. Comment below what your thoughts are. This is the news we've been waiting for all off season. Let's get down to it. So Ian Rapoport, he broke the news that yes, Trey Hendrickson has a deal done. This has been such a back and forth affair between Trey Hendrickson and the Cincinnati Bengals, but we have a deal alert. What's interesting about this deal is it's looking like it's just for 1 year. The talks were it was going to be some kind of extension, possibly up to 3 years, and that is where the negotiations were going. That's the more salary coming Hendrickson's way. But no, this was just a 1 year deal. Regardless, deal is done. We are less than 2 weeks out from week 1, so this couldn't have come at much more of a better time of where we are at. We can talk about how this should have been done much earlier, but you want to take your wins at this point. This is refreshing to see. I, for one, just let out a big sigh. I don't know about you as Bengals fans, but the Bengals need him. You know, ones make a knock on Hendrickson. He is average at best, below average in the run game. But I'm sorry, losing that kind of production, the sacks, you don't even have to take that into consideration. Just getting some kind of pressure. This is refreshing to see. Just get it done, not up to the last minute. They talked with Joe Burrow, and he was even saying, typically these deals, they come out, the week of week 1. I was really hoping that was not going to happen. I obviously wish this would have been done earlier in the year, but that's in the past. Can't change the past at this point. So kind of interesting when you look at this breaking news. The so far numbers that have come out is a $14 million raise. So this was more of a revised contract where he's going to be now at about the $30 million a year. He was owed about $16 million. So if reports are correct, it's about a $14 million raise. He's at about $30 million. And I'm okay with that. I think the Bengals were wanting that to begin with, but something about the guaranteed money, they must have finally worked things out, came to that agreement where they both liked the numbers or realized time was running out. This was getting to be very close. It could have been pushed into next week. And you're talking the week of, like Joe Burrow was saying, you're talking Joe Burrow didn't get his deal done until 3 days before week 1 a couple years ago when he got that monster deal. I was hoping it wasn't going to go that way. So relieved that this is getting taken care of. And I'll say why. Why is this such a big deal? Because I'll go back to the big stat. People want to harp on sacks. People want to harp on, well, that's all he's good for. It's much more than that. It's much more than that. And if you watch any of the preseason, you'll see what I'm talking about of quarterbacks just dialing it up against this defense. Hendrickson, I'll put the stat up again. I've shared it in the past. Last year, he was number 1 in pressures. The rating that they have for pressures generated, Hendrickson's got it. There's certain players that just have a knack for getting to the quarterback. Maybe you don't get that sack. Maybe you don't get that deflection. But if you can get any kind of disruption, the Bengals are going to welcome it. Shamar Stewart is getting a lot of attention because that's what he was doing in training camp. That's what he was kind of doing there in those preseason games. It remains to be seen. He's a rookie. But you can't count on that. Hendrickson is a proven commodity. He is a proven sack leader. So to get him back, get this all worked out, now they can focus on the season. And this defense, it had a lot to be desired for this preseason. I think that's, again, where as Bengals fans, you're going to let out a big sigh of relief because what were they going to do without Hendrickson if he decided to sit out week 1? Again, you have Shamar Stewart, but Joseph Osai, Miles Murphy, they were actually dealing with some injuries, and it looked like they were going to be ready for week 1. But if anything, you never know. Those injuries could be re-aggravated. So Hendrickson is much more than that. I've heard ones again say he's this one-trick pony. He just gets the sacks. He's just stat padding. I tend to disagree with that. Hendrickson is such a great value in that locker room as well. Given that he had all this drama going on with the Bengals front office, he still traveled with the team to Washington. He was there in person to see the Commanders, and he was cheering his teammates on. That tells you right there he had in his mind a deal was coming. And I think if you're a Bengals fan, you would think that too. There's a lot of talk of he's going to be traded here. He's going to go here. Mike Brown already came out and said that they are not going to trade him. So if you were paying attention, you figured it had to be some kind of monster trade deal where another team was going to give up a king's ransom for this guy. And maybe they would be that desperate. And that's where I don't think it was a bad thing. The Bengals were listening. That's what they were, quote unquote, reported. They were listening at trade offers, but that doesn't mean that they were seeking a trade partner or anything along those lines. So that's refreshing to see that the Bengals got him. They got things worked out. Again, you can look at the negatives. Why didn't this happen earlier? They could have very well you're talking $14 million. Okay, why couldn't they get this done sooner? There's a lot of things behind the scenes. There's a lot of, again, we haven't heard the guarantees and so on and so forth. But we will get to hear about that soon. So stay tuned. We'll probably get the full clarity on it. Right now, this is breaking. This literally just came out without the hour. You can probably hear I'm a little scratchy. I apologize if my throat's a little scratchy sounding. I've been fighting off hopefully nothing but a cold, that type of thing. But wanted to get the breaking news to you guys because this is exciting news, especially with all the drama that we've been experiencing in this off season of, again, is he going to sit out? Is he not going to play? But I am, again, so happy to see he is a team player. I go back to the game I saw the Bengals last year against the Ravens. He was always that first guy, it seemed like, off of the bench that was there to greet the players, whether they were offense, whether they were defense. He was there giving high fives, cheering the guys, getting them all ramped up. So it's not just a numbers thing. People love to just focus on the stats, focus on, look at the sacks he did. There's so much more value that they are getting with Hendrickson this year. And if he was going to sit out even a game, one game, we have seen how crucial one game can be. I know he's one player. This is a team play. This is a team game. But that's one less thing you have to worry about. That's one less thing you have to stress about. Hendrickson is ready to go. I am pumped. I am so ready. I'm sure you Bengals fans are too. What do you guys think? This is exciting news. A breath of fresh air is what I keep calling it. But we want to hear from you guys. Make sure you comment below. What are your thoughts? What's your feelings to having Hendrickson back? We don't have to worry about this drama. We can move on, focus on, again, the defense. We're hoping it gets better. Do you think they're that much better now that Hendrickson is going to be in camp and in practice? He's going to be helping these young guys along. Comment below your thoughts. Again, this is a great day to be a Bengals fan, to hear this kind of news. And again, if you have not already, smash that subscribe. We are on our way to 3,000 subscribers. I think we can get there before week 1. Let's make it happen. Join in on the discussion and get your thoughts heard. So that's going to do it for now, guys. Stay tuned for more breaking news as they happen. And as we say, Who Dat?